Did you know your brain is wired to focus on the bad more than the good? It's called negativity bias, and it's why one rude comment sticks longer than 10 compliments. But here's the catch. You can reprogram this. In this video, we'll uncover the shocking truth about your brain's negativity bias and, more importantly, how to break free. Ready to take control of your mental habits? Hit subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications. Let's get started. The role of the brain in survival and negativity bias. The human brain is a masterful survival machine, crafted over millions of years to prioritize staying alive above all else. Happiness? That's just a pleasant bonus. At its core, the brain is designed to spot danger faster than it processes joy, ensuring we avoid harm. Imagine this. Our ancestors who paused to admire the beauty of a sunset while a predator lurked nearby probably didn't make it. That survival instinct is hardwired into you, too. This evolutionary programming explains why negative experiences feel so much heavier than positive ones. Known as negativity bias, it made sense when survival meant scanning for threats. Today, it might look like obsessing over a critical comment while ignoring 10 compliments. This tendency stems from your brain's effort to prepare you for worst-case scenarios, a feature that's both a blessing and a burden. Childhood experiences can amplify this bias, creating learned patterns of fear or hypervigilance. Someone raised in a critical environment might carry heightened sensitivity into adulthood. Trauma can further intensify this, making the world feel inherently unsafe. Recognizing this tendency is the first step to managing it. As we explore further, you'll see how this bias shapes attention and perception, and how understanding it gives you the tools to change what you focus on. Negativity bias. Negativity bias is like having a spotlight in your mind that automatically zeroes in on the shadows, ignoring the sunshine. It's the brain's way of keeping you safe by overemphasizing risks and potential dangers. For example, if you scroll through memories of a family vacation, you might vividly recall the day it rained rather than the 6 sunny ones. This bias often starts early. A child who grows up in a critical environment might develop a heightened focus on potential threats, shaping their worldview. For instance, someone raised around criticism might always expect judgment, even in safe spaces. These patterns are tough but not unchangeable. Awareness is the first step to breaking free. Trauma reinforces negativity bias, creating vivid memories to prevent future harm. For example, someone who faced rejection as a child might unconsciously anticipate abandonment in relationships. Understanding these patterns allows you to challenge and disrupt them. What's crucial is learning how to balance this tendency with positive practices. Techniques like gratitude journaling and mindfulness exercises help rewire the brain, creating more constructive thought patterns. Selective attention. Selective attention is the brain's personal spotlight operator, deciding which details get the stage and which fade into the background. This mechanism filters information based on focus, allowing us to tune out distractions and prioritize what seems most relevant. To shift this mechanism, start with small practices. Notice the neutral or positive details in your environment, like the colors around you or the texture of a leaf. These micro-practices train your brain to expand its focus and catch uplifting elements it might otherwise overlook. Mindfulness is another powerful tool, anchoring your awareness to the present, whether through your breath or surroundings, helps disrupt automatic patterns of negativity. Apps like Headspace or Calm can guide you through these exercises. By becoming more intentional about where you direct your attention, you can counteract negativity bias and reshape your mental lens. Next, we'll explore how this bias impacts emotional well-being, particularly through anxiety and depression. The impact of negativity bias on mental health. Negativity bias plays a significant role in shaping mental health over time. Constantly prioritizing threats creates fertile ground for conditions like anxiety and depression. Imagine waking up already anticipating what might go wrong. This mental rehearsal keeps stress levels elevated and fuels chronic worry. Anxiety thrives on this overactive threat detection, turning minor concerns into spirals of fear. Depression, on the other hand, feeds on the brain's tendency to highlight losses and disappointments, overshadowing moments of joy or accomplishment. Prolonged exposure to this bias impacts the body. 2. Stress hormones like cortisol flood the system, affecting sleep, digestion, and immunity. Breaking free from this psychosomatic loop requires both mental shifts and intentional care for the body. The good news? The brain's neuroplasticity means these patterns aren't permanent. Practices like mindfulness, therapy, and gratitude can rewire ingrained tendencies. Let's now examine how external factors, like media, amplify negativity bias. The influence of media on negativity bias. The media excels at exploiting negativity bias. Knowing bad news grabs attention. Sensationalist headlines and emotionally charged content trigger survival instincts, pulling you into a loop of fear and curiosity. Social media amplifies this effect, creating echo chambers that reinforce negative perceptions. Breaking free starts with mindful consumption. Limit exposure to sensationalist content and curate your feeds with uplifting stories. For example, follow accounts that share positive news or scientific breakthroughs. Balancing your media diet helps counteract the brain's natural inclination to focus on negativity. As we move forward, let's explore how neuroplasticity enables you to reprogram these patterns and regain control over your mental habits. Neuroplasticity and brain reprogramming. Neuroplasticity is your brain's superpower, its ability to reorganize by forming new neural pathways. Even deeply ingrained negativity bias isn't permanent. Intentional practices like gratitude journaling and mindfulness help create new, positive thought patterns. For example, writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day shifts your focus and strengthens pathways associated with appreciation. Mindfulness meditation trains the brain to anchor itself in the present, disrupting negativity spirals. Physical activities like yoga or aerobic exercise also enhance neuroplasticity by releasing neurotrophic factors that encourage neural growth. A 10-minute walk or yoga session can reset your mental state and reinforce positive habits. By embracing these practices, you're not just thinking differently, you're physically reshaping your brain. Let's dive into how these changes can transform your relationships. Effects of negativity bias on personal and social relationships. Negativity bias can harm relationships by magnifying conflicts and overshadowing positive moments. For example, focusing on a partner's flaws while ignoring their daily acts of love can erode intimacy. This bias also influences social interactions, making neutral action seem hostile. Awareness and gratitude can counteract this. Thanking a partner for small gestures or complimenting a friend's effort fosters connection and shifts focus toward the positive. These simple acts help rewire your brain to value and amplify constructive aspects of relationships. Recognizing negativity bias in relationships is the first step to fostering curiosity and compassion. Next, we'll explore strategies to manage this bias holistically. Strategies to manage negativity bias. Managing negativity bias begins with awareness. Recognizing thought patterns that keep you locked in a negative loop is like turning on a light in a dark room. Mindfulness practices and external support, such as therapy, can offer invaluable tools to break these cycles. Reduce exposure to negative information by curating your environment with uplifting content. Techniques like reframing negative thoughts and practicing gratitude journaling reinforce positive neural pathways, while mindfulness helps anchor you in the present. Remember, managing negativity bias is a process. Consistent effort, small actions, and patience will lead to significant transformation. Let's now explore the specific role of gratitude in reprogramming your brain. The role of gratitude in mental reprogramming. Gratitude reprograms your brain to focus on abundance instead of scarcity. Neuroscience shows it activates the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine and serotonin. Practices like journaling 3 things you're grateful for each day train your brain to scan for positives. Sharing gratitude with others strengthens relationships and fosters emotional resilience. For example, writing a heartfelt note or expressing appreciation in conversation creates a ripple effect of positivity. Gratitude also improves physical health by reducing stress and enhancing sleep. It's a foundational practice for building internal security, which we'll explore next. Building internal security. Building internal security means creating a foundation of self-assurance that isn't easily shaken by external events. This involves developing self-awareness and challenging negative thoughts. Practices like journaling and mindfulness uncover patterns that undermine confidence. Connecting with purpose, whether through work, relationships, or personal goals, provides a steady compass for decision-making. Physical well-being complements this process. Regular exercise, proper sleep, and nutrition strengthen the mind-body connection, fostering resilience. Internal security empowers you to navigate life with confidence and calm. With this foundation, you can rewrite your narrative and embrace growth. Now that you know how negativity bias shapes your thoughts, it's time to take action. Start small. Try a gratitude journal, reframe a negative thought, or notice something beautiful around you. What's one step you'll take today? Drop a comment below with your thoughts or questions. And don't forget to share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Let's build a more positive world, one thought at a time.